Hello everybody. I wanna share with you one software that I found to automate certain tasks, especially if you want to link outside world, some hardware inputs from switches or from anything physical to be sent by email to acknowledge that this task happened. For example, you open the door and right away you receive an email confirming that door was opened and at what time. Or in my case, I want to know at what time my submergible pump goes on and off, so I can see how much it is really working at night, after the rain, after the storm. Is it working all the time or working for short time? And because I had some issue with my underground water, I am investigating. So I have a barrel in my backyard where that pump is located. So I installed a water level sensor. In my case, it's a laser sensor, but it could be any physical float. So I have a signal from the sensor about the water level. I trigger an output, and this output is a pump to start pumping. When water level goes down, or when certain times is expired, in my case 45 seconds, the pump stop working and the water level is waiting for the water to rise again to activate the same process. This is nice, but again, I don't know how many times it's happening per night and how long the pump is working. So what I found on the Google Play Store, I found this application called Macrodroid. The basic automation stuff is free, but if you want to upgrade to have more features, you have to go for the Pro, maybe a couple of bucks. So it's not expensive, but in my case, the basic application was enough to solve my problem. So let me show you how. Now this software, I can create a macro. Let's try macro. That macro will link a trigger with a task. So in my case, trigger will be a pump starting, and the task will be sending an email. Now, the easy way for me to connect that task, which is pump start, is using a special programmable relay, PLC, programmable logical computer, or smart relay, or I can use any relay here. Actually, it doesn't matter. It should have two normally open and normally close contact, so one each. In my case, I have the PLC. It's Allen Bradley Micrologic 1000. It's very old model, but it's still working, and I had it with me since long time. So I say, why not? I will try it. So I need to connect that input, which is the float, to input 0. So that will tell the PLC to start the pump, which output 0. And at the same time, it will remove a power from output 1 and that output one is my trigger. So if you look at my receptacle, it has two outputs, one called pump, one called cell phone. So when that output number one goes off, my cell phone will lose the charge, and then I can link this trigger, which is loss of charge, loss of battery. No, it's actually not loss of battery, it's loss, I will show you, it's power connected removed. So this is my trigger. So I go with this trigger. So when power is connected, do what? This is the action page, and I want to send an email. So we scroll down, pop up, play, send email. Okay, here, bam. Email address, you choose any email address, you choose any subject, you choose any message. In my case, it will be my email, subject will be pump on, message could be pump on too. So that's how I did it. And I have two macros predefined already. So one macro power connected, one macro power disconnected. And I know about the power from this receptacle through this output. Now, this receptacle is a split receptacle, means cell and pump are two different receptacles. And just to show you the little tab, this tab, if you remove or you break this tab between these bronze screws, then you have a split receptacle, means you can control each one separately, independent of the other. Okay, so that's what I did here. So I labeled them pump and cell, but for our experiment, instead of connecting the pump, I will connect this light. So that's the plug for the light. So it will be here. So when light goes on, means pump is on. And let me go back to my screen. So see, I have no email sent, and I expect the email to be sent when I activate my float. So I can do this manually too. Now you can see there is I0. This is my input, which is the float. So that will tell the pump to start. So let's try. Boom. Okay. See, the output now is output is on. One email message was sent, and the light is on, which is the pump. Okay. So now I will remove the water level, because I suppose now the water will go down. And after 15 seconds, no, it's faster than that. So I have two emails. See these little stars here? These are emails. Yeah, email. Okay, so two emails sent. Okay, so now I will go and look at the time. 6:34. I have an old ones here which are 5 or something. Okay, I will checking for emails. 2, boom, 503, 533. Yeah, 533. So the first one is pump is on. The second one is pump is off. Yeah, and it happened exactly at the same minute. So the pump stayed on less than 1 minute. If I want to be more precise, I can add the seconds too. So Macrodroid can send me the time in minutes, seconds, uh, day of week, day of months, year, and a lot of customization is possible. So what I will get end of the day is a couple of emails. Then I know that what my pump was doing when it was raining, or after the rain stopped, how long it stayed on, how many times, and I can do some conclusions about that. Okay, so this is the idea to use no power trigger to send an email using Macrodroid. Regarding the PLC, it's not required. You can use a normal relay, any float, but the relay should have normally open and normally closed contact. So if you can see here, this one is the hot wire that will power the cell phone, and this one is the hot wire that will power the pump, which is the light. Okay, now make sure that your contacts will hold the amperage of your pump or any device you are connecting, because it should not exceed the rating of the contacts. In my case, they are 5 amp. My pump is 2 amp, so I am okay. Don't try to connect something super power hungry like heaters or something like that. Anyway, if you are interested, I will show you the software that controls this PLC too. So this software is called RS Logix 500 starter kit from Alan Bradley. Now this is not my subject today, but I want to show you the output. This is the pump output 0. This is the email trigger 1. So green means the output 1 is on. Not green means pump is off. So I will try again and simulate a high water level and see what will happen. Okay, light is on, email fired, pump is on, email trigger is off. After maybe a couple of seconds, by the timer, boom, pump is off, email sent, and pump is off. So now I have 4 emails sent, 2 now and 2 before. Let's see. So the time should be around 6:38. These are the old ones. Checking 2. Yeah, 6:38. Pump on, pump off. So for this project, I need a sensor, like a float, relay, a receptacle, old cell phone with Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi is a must. You see that Wi-Fi? Wi-Fi is a must to send the emails. So I use my old Samsung, which is working fine, but I don't use it anymore. And you need to create one email account, Gmail account. Should be a Gmail account. So Macrodroid will recognize only Gmail accounts. So I created a dummy Gmail account, called it Svetlanko Pump, and I am receiving the pump information only from this account. So I can have a folder on my private account and filter all these emails and send them to the folder, then review them when I need them to, when it rains or when I have to do my investigation. So that doesn't mean you have only to use it with a pump and float. We can use it with again, open window, open door, close door, open window. You can use 2 phones, 3 phones, 4 phones. I'm sure every house now have a couple of these phones lying around unused. So you can use them if they are working in Wi-Fi mode. You don't need a data, you don't need a cell number, just a Wi-Fi connection, and of course a power adapter or a USB connection somewhere. I don't know. Even maybe in your car you can use if you want to automate some tasks in your car. Anyway, try to look into the Macrodroid software. It's very powerful, very easy to use, free. There are other software similar on the web, on Google Store, similar to the Macrodroid, but they are much more complicated. They require you to access to the root of your cell phone, to the Android system, and this is much more complicated and not required. So give it a try and write me your comments. What do you think about this setup? Maybe I can do something easier. Maybe you have some other idea, but that's my solution. Yeah, by the way, it's not you are not limited to send the events to the email. You can send them to Facebook, to Twitter account if you have one, to SMS, but then you need data. So I think email and Twitter will be the easiest. I tried email, I didn't try Twitter, but I saw Twitter in the, I think, let me just confirm. I saw Twitter in the action somewhere. No, not this. I want to add. Boom. And watch. I'm looking through the camera, so I can't touch the screen. Let me see if they have they have a Twitter. So these are the actions that you can do. Yeah, it can even call you that pump is on at night, middle of the night. Okay. Open website, dialog, play. Yeah, it can play some message that pump is on, pump is on. Send SMS, send email, send intent. I don't know what is it. Twitter. Oh, tweet. Yes, tweet. Yeah. Boom. See? Twitter. I can send to my Twitter account. So, yeah, Twitter should work. I didn't try, but for me, email is easier. That's it. Please send your comments and subscribe. Bye bye.